Often we get asked the question, how do you choose your suppliers when it comes to raw materials for the recycling industry? With 16 years experience in the recycling industry, we have quite a few suppliers around the world that we have been in contact with. From suppliers that do toner, OPCs, blades, and even replacement microchips. How do we then decide who our supplier is going to be? The process is quite simple. We look for things like reliability of the supplier. We look for things as cost effectiveness and how does the product support come from the supplier should we be having any issues with their actual product. Right. For instance, when the OEM manufacturer releases a new printer, we will figure out there's an actual global demand for this product. We will then purchase that cartridge and printer and we will perform some research and development on the product. We'll perform a standard ISO test page, which is a 5% coverage page, and we'll run that cartridge through its lifespan. What we then do is we'll test our various suppliers around the world. We will see how their toner and drums perform in the aftermarket of recycling that cartridge. From there, we'll measure up the various data that we receive, and we'll then compare it. Our aim is to compare that the aftermarket product is as good or sometimes even better than the original equipment manufacturer. Another point to remember is we need to ensure that we safeguard you against any patent infringement. We don't want to be purchasing a product that is infringing against the original patents. Once you then purchase it from us, you could be finding yourself in a lawsuit against the OEM. So there's many variables that we do look at. If we then find that yes, there's a quality product available out there, we will then do some field testing with higher class remanufacturers and let them test it for a while and see if they get any feedback, positive or negative, and then we know if the product is stable enough. From there, we'll phase it in through all our distributors, and then hopefully you can reach or receive the product and start recycling and saving your customers money. I'm about to demonstrate to you and show you the test results of an ISO 5% coverage page and also solid, blank, and further text pages. These are all standard methods we use when we're doing research and development on our new toner products. So in front of me I have a standard ISO test page, which is your 5% coverage. All OEM mono laser cartridges are spec'd at a 5% coverage. So the yield will be, for instance, 2,000 pages at 5%, which means when you use your original cartridge, you will get 2,000 pages if they are based on a 5% coverage. This is one of the other test pages we use with a series of more to follow, which I'll discuss with you. We then use our densitometer to measure the readings in certain values in the test page. This will give us an indication if the toner performs smoothly and if all is okay. Another test page is a grayscale. You can see how smooth it runs on the OEM toner. A solid 100% page. A standard text page. And finally, we look on the blank page. This is crucial because we need to see if there's any grayscaling on the page or any further defects. When I move over to the aftermarket test, you'll see in our controlled environment, we're going to perform the exact same tests. And the reason we do that is we need to have the same printer, testing the same format of test pages in order not to be adding variables to it. So Yarwith is our 5% test page on the aftermarket toner. To the naked eye, everything seems okay. If we start flicking through, you'll see we've already analyzed there's a few problems with this product. Initially, the densities look very similar, but they tend to drop off lower down. We'll then look at our grayscale page. You can see a massive difference in the quality here. Possibly a defect on one of the components. And one of my favorites is the dense 100% page. You can see there's definitely something we need to review before releasing this product. However, which comes back to when we're educating our new customers, when you merely perform a text test page, you can actually get away with it. So we always teach our clients to be testing text pages, solid pages, and I call it the 5-block test page. Finally, there's no issues or backgrounding on the blank page. So it's safe to say that the aftermarket toner needs a little more work on this one. So we'll go back to the drawing board on that. When we finally are happy with our test results and we see that our product performs as good or even better than the original, we'll then phase in a few field samples. What I mean by field samples is we've got a few recyclers that we work closely with. We'll then send them samples for actual live customer evaluation. They'll then recycle the product, sell it to their client, wait for better feedback. This gives us a better indication of how stable the product actually is over a long period of time. Should the result be favorable, we'll then bring in the product in bulk packaging, we'll repackage to your specifications, and then sell it off to you for your product to be recycled and sold to your customer. Thank you for hearing us on how we choose our raw material suppliers.